Hey guys, do you know what's awesome? If you start recording your LP without double checking the settings, so that it records in some obscure codec which your editor cannot use at all and gets all messed up when converting. Yeah, that's awesome. So you get to do it all over again. Oh well. By the way, that Sony logo being all messed up with that green, that's actually another recording area. That's how it shows on screen. Anyway, welcome to Let's Play Mickey Mania, the timeless adventures of Mickey Mouse. So about that distortion, if anyone has any idea what's causing that, please let me know, since I have no clue and I don't know how to fix it. I had to order a AV cable for my Mega Drive since I didn't have one, and it shows just perfectly fine on a TV, but as soon as I hook it up to descaler on my computer, or the capture card of course, which I view through descaler, then it gets that greenish distortion over really bright red colored parts of the game. Really weird. Anyway, we shouldn't have much trouble with it anymore, but yeah, if anyone knows what's up with that, please let me know. Anyway, let's check out the options real quick. There's difficulty, easy, normal and hard. Doesn't change the difficulty at all actually. I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong, that the way checkpoints are handled is different from the difficulty settings. Basically on easy you pretty much always start where you die. At normal sometimes you have to do a part over, and on hard you pretty much always need to play the section of the level over again. I can complete it on hard, but you know, for the LP it's not very useful since I will die. Lives 3, 4 or 5, let's just leave it at 4, hopefully that'll be enough. Sound test, not as useless as in most games, but we'll cover that later. And the help screen, which has some helpful tips on how to play the game and such. Kind of reminds me of those Flash games where they have a help button. Didn't have too many tutorials in games back then. But oh well, let's just start the game, shall we? Ah, that guy looks familiar. And that doesn't sound too impressive. But believe me, it sounds a lot better as on the Blaze console Mark Vergeer gave me. This game was, by the way, given to me by Mamecade, so thanks for that a lot. It's a lot of fun, and I never played this on the Mega Drive actually. Anyway, the premise of this game is that Mickey goes through his earlier cartoons, and this one is in black and white. Steamboat Willie, of course, was in black and white. And those notes from that goat that will hurt you. And there's another Mickey, the Steamboat Willie Mickey, and I see a time paradox coming up. I is disappointed. Anyway, you can always ring the bell, just a fun thing to do. And Super Nintendo version, strangely enough, didn't have that. Here's a little secret area with 2 stars, and stars replenish your health, so since we're still full now, that's kind of useless, but you know, if you get hit, it's there. Health is shown in the top left corner, by the Mickey's glove, and that was a pretty stupid hit. As he gets hit, will fold in a finger, and you know, it's a 4-fingered glove, so you'll never get left with the one in the middle. And those sparkly little ball things are marbles which we can throw at enemies. And you can bug through those balls, and you really want to hurry up there since the bridge will collapse. Anyway, B will throw a marble so you can get rid of those annoying parrots. Mickey ran away because of course he's not the captain of the boat, because this guy is, back like Pete. And those firecrackers are checkpoints. So yeah, Mickey ran off. He went off to, well, being very, very harsh to animals. Yeah, because in those days cartoon violence where animals were abused was still allowed. If you check out that little video of his, it's really not nice to animals. But you know, it was fun, I love it. Not that I endorse animal abuse, of course. but you know, it's just cartoons show us things that we can't do in normal life. Same with games really, and it's just fun to have a laugh with it. But nowadays everything needs to be political correct, which sucks, but oh well. Anyway, Pete's chewing his gum thing there, and he totally spits it the wrong way. You can either hit him by throwing marbles at him or jumping on him. All enemies can be jumped on, or at least most of the enemies. And then we can go up here. And over here you want to actually use the jumping skill again to jump on the parrot and on here. And try to avoid the boxes. And you'll nap an extra life here, which is always sweet, of course. Nice little 3D effect on the crane. Don't forget to jump off, otherwise you have to go on another circle. Wow! I actually never knew that those things would drop down. Oh well, there's something every day. Usually I don't stop to explain stuff. Anyway, here's the end boss of the level, which is pretty easy. Just jump on the cogs and try and hit the above one to make them quickly go away. You can also use the springs, and you don't actually have to do it this way, but you know, it's a lot quicker with jumping on the bottom cog. And we found Mickey again, which means the end of the level. But we'll do the next level too, since we're on a roll now. Let's see what we got. Ooh, it's a spooky one. Yeah, that clearly helps, Mickey. Thanks a lot. Way to put a light on the situation there. Anyway, this is the Mad Doctor cartoon, which actually also was in color, but you know, they already colored in Steamboat Willie for us, so they figured, what the heck, let's throw this one in color too. So you got the skeletons, and apparently human bodies have 6 bones in total, because this game says so. Who says games can't be educational? You can also jump on those guys, and they will throw their head on at you, which will bounce around like so. Because those walking guys, they will lose their head. And those bones can be a bit annoying, since they will bounce around and split up a bit. It says 6 parts. But it's manageable. It's not too bad. Just be careful, and it's easy enough. This game has a bit of a rap for being very, very hard, and to agree, that's very true, since the hit detection in this game is very wonky and you really need to get used to that. So here we'll get beds which are conveniently colored grey to really stand apart from the background, and it's of course set with a sarcastic tone. This fire actually doesn't hurt you, except when it's on the ground, then it will hurt you. But as long as it's in the air, it won't hurt you. Typically I want to lure the bats out and then just walk back a bit and kill them. Because they can be a bit annoying, since they will fly back again too. When you die, you will actually lose some marbles, which can be problematic, since there's a lot of enemies that need to be hit with multiple marbles. You can get an extra life. Now if you can jump there. No, I haven't made it. Thought I jumped too soon there. And we duck. And that extra life actually respawns. It's the only one that does that in the game, as far as I know. So that was stupid. So it's easy if you get hit here or you die, you can just get it again. And here's the first tower scene, since we will get another one, which is more tricky than this one, but you know, this is part of the game, so it only makes sense that the easy one is here. But there are some barrels coming down, and you want to try and hit those beds as they come along. Ooh, just made that. life up. Yeah, some platforms move out onto you too, which is not very nice. But this part's easy enough, really. Huh, totally missed that bet. Oh well, I'll let him live, just this once. So yeah, this game can be pretty tricky. You will, there is a learning curve to the hit detection mainly. Whoa, forgot about that guy. Hey Mr. Skeleton, get lost. And again, just have patience and take it slowly to get rid of the enemies. As long as you have enough marbles, just don't die. That's all there's to it, really. Especially in this part, there's a lot of enemies. And there's actually one in the there on the other side. You really want to get rid of them before going Indiana Jones style right into him, since Mickey's feet aren't that strong. You won't kick them out of the way. Get lost, bet. So you need to hit these enemies 3 times. Sometimes some enemies you need to hit once, sometimes 3 times. It's really how they programmed that particular enemy, and makes no sense since sometimes they're just the same enemies. But oh well. But it can be a bit tricky like that. We get across here. And there's the clock from the cartoon. Pretty cool that they put that in there. So yeah, my experience with this game is that I rented the PlayStation version actually back when it was 1995 or 6 or so. I don't know. Anyway, I rented it. PlayStation version only came out in Europe. It was called Mickey's Wild Adventure. It was pretty much a updated port of this game. It was also notably harder at certain points, and it had an extra level added. 2 actually, although one I never got to see since I didn't beat it back then. But this one also has a level which that version doesn't have. Yeah, I was too late there. This part may seem harder than it actually is, because there's a pattern to those bones. As long as you hit them early, it's pretty easy to avoid the bones. Like so. In the PlayStation version, as in the Sega CD version, Mickey also talks a lot more. Anyway, here's the first actual secret of the game. Go out of the elevator, walk to the door and walk back into the elevator, and it will take you up 1 more floor. Which has a nice little secret area, which is all dark, you only see the eyes. Great effect. So you jump on these platforms. If you fall down, then good luck getting them back up again without the stars guiding you. And up here is the next alive, and a secret Mickey.
Hiya, pal.
Hi.
Sorry.
Bye. Yeah, he didn't stay very long indeed. Scaredy cat. Well, moving on. If you left the elevator the normal way, you would just come out here too. It's just a fun secret really, and that extra life is handy, but otherwise there's no real use for it. Oops. These beds always respawn, which is a pain. And I cannot jump, apparently. There we go. So I typically try to leave them there, not use all my marbles on them. Although for the middle one you pretty much have to. Because those marbles are handy, but again, if you die you will just lose all of your marbles. And who wants to lose their marbles, really? That looks tasty, all grey and stuff. It probably deserves the label poisonous. And it's not on that completely, okay. A bit picky there, game, but we'll deal with it. Yeah, it doesn't seem too healthy and highly explosive actually. But yeah, that door needs to go. Pretty neat effects. This game looks absolutely great for the Mega Drive. I love it. And the PlayStation version looks even better. Yeah, way to push the door even more shut, Mickey. And here we have the Mad Doctor. who is a real pushover, since you can just hit him and he'll spools out potions. And the Mad Doctor is actually from the cartoon in which he kidnapped Pluto, in a dream of course, so it's not too scary for kiddies. And of course he was kind of stupid. He wanted to experiment on Pluto and cut off his head and put it onto a... yeah, that was not fair. And put it onto a chicken to see if the result would either bark, cackle or crow, or some order like that. If you really want to play the safest level, you can just go on the platforms here and... ooh, that was close. There we go. You can just go on the platform and jump on his head and move to the other one. And there's Pluto going off to the guest rooms. Oh well. Ah, he came back in time. How cute. And he makes the goofiest jump too, see? Silly dog. Anyway, that was the second stage, so we'll go on tomorrow, or whenever I put the second part up, with the rest of the game. So see you then, guys.